to do. I got to get back at fixing technology. I was just kind of exhausted, and the physical effects of the abuse from the military is very depressing, and I think it's get people to get me to extreme conditions because of the way people have taken the stories of rabbinic faith and turned them into pagan kind of things. And, and like I've told you, the scientific community, because of our relative forms of faithful communication, thinks we just basically steal all the information through their research and then try to pass it off as our brilliance, our humility. And so it's like, fuck. Okay. Best way to describe it, because I was watching the video of Neil deGrasse Tyson, the event Horizon, and the black hole, and we're in a black hole, and yada, yada, yada. Okay. If you're in a boat, you're in a lifeboat raft, right? And your ship just sank because, you're rich and stupid and do whatever you want. Something stupid happened, and you're out in the middle of the ocean. You have no food, no water, no communications. It's 1940, and you're getting eaten by cannibals in New Guinea. Look, it's Michael Rockefeller. But you have no hope of surviving. You're gonna, if you don't jump in and try to swim or whatever to become shark bait, hoo-ha, or drown yourself or whatever stuff like that, you're gonna die a slow and painful death waiting for somebody to show up and save you, and it's not gonna happen, right? But if you live the Lord's Prayer and you don't get in that boat and you take care of, you share caregiving, of course, and you build last and everything like that, you have a long, fruitful life. And one day they died and their days were side by side in a hill where robins sing and a say violet. So what does it matter how deep the ocean is, where you're at, what's holding the ocean in place, what's happening at the bottom of the ocean, why the ocean is where it's at, and all that matters is that, you've got water and food provided by the glory of God and a woman to love, to continue to love through an eternal holy covenant, right? So, Blaise Pascal, why bother to try to grasp the infinite with finite? It'll only drive you mad. Have faith in infinite glory, understand the eternal laws provided for holy covenants, and then love one eternal faithful peace so you can appreciate this beautiful, rare gift. But I'm an egomaniac who steals all the information from the super geniuses, right? And I noticed that with the stuff, they had a thing last night, it was very troubling to me with the little book about Mr. Charlie Kirk, right? And he wasn't going to try to, if he knew who I was, let everybody know Parsons is real, we got to do this. No, they like being influential and powerful. When they walk into a building, they want all eyes on them. It's all about them. I'm a celebrity, I'm a superstar, I'm a mega mogul, I'm a moga, right? That's why I quit playing sports. Because I was better than everybody at just about anything I tried. Especially ones I really, really liked, like football and basketball. And so I was very good at soccer too, but I lived in a Mexican community that did not want the Güero to be better than them. And they kick weight. And soccer is different than basketball. You get kicked in the shins, you're like, fuck it, I'm playing basketball, right? And football, I wanted to play football. My mom didn't want me to play football. She thought I'd get hurt. As it turned out, Jesus told me, no, the main reason why you didn't play football is because you didn't want to hurt other people that would try to hurt you. Because you're so amazing and spectacular. You did a Bruce Lee flip over the couch, stuff. And I didn't understand it at the time because I'm like, I'm a little guy. I was like, yes. And remember Leo Barker, he was explaining it to me too. No, you don't understand. Lawrence Taylor ain't going to be able to touch you. Okay? He'll be at wide receiver, and they will throw you the ball long, and he'll be yelling at his defensive back, stop that motherfucker. I got to attack the quarterback every time to stop Parsons for kills. But they just did a bubble screen. Okay? And you can't catch him either. Yeah, it happens. Just ask the Rams trying to stop Don Taylor because they were double or triple teaming Jerry Rice. And he down the sideline. Shit. I remember that. Yeah, John could scoot. He was a pretty good runner. But it happens. But it's like, who cares? You throw any of those guys' butt in a life raft in 1942 out in the middle of the ocean, they go and die a slow, painful death because there you go, got the best of them, right? Have faith in God and stop being an asshole. Right? It's hard for people to do. I realize they're not going to self-correct, and it's lonely. I realized that the other night when I watched the Fallon thing with Jennifer Lopez and the Spider-Woman thing, and then watching this today with Neil deGrasse Tyson and that Stop in the Name of God book with Charlie Kirk. It all came just rushing in on me like, oh, fuck. I'm really in this all by myself unless they do a radical Ebenezer change of heart. And that's why I'm so depressed and not radically changing my physical behaviors to survive better while this technology changes. And I'm like, well, there's got to, because I don't know what the technology is going to do and how it's going to do it. I don't know if it's going to find ways to kill people with technology. It's already doing that, guys. What happened, we can program people like we go again with the guy who went and shot Michelle in the back of the head. They feel powerful because they orchestrated that. And so it's like, you do know, you're like with Nicholas deGrasse Tyson, Brian Cox, you do know, why are you kissing their ass? Well, if they kill you, you'll be dead, but at least you tried to stand up to apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer. Son of a bitch. You think you're a professional for going to sack that quarterback for a big bag of fuck money. And so it gets really frustrating. You're just like, what the fuck? And you feel like the only man on the planet that loves women and loves children and doesn't have I'm a dick measuring contest ego problem winner, or I'm afraid the dick measuring contest ego problem winners will all try to kill me because they don't want to stop being the dick measuring ego contest winner. I get it, but it's like, why? It's like, no, guys, I understand I'm more intelligent than most people because I have more faithful, reliable communications throughout time than just about anybody else on the planet, except for, Krishnamurti. And I don't know what happened with the similitude of Krishnamurti. I don't see him anywhere. It's like Asim Bonanga, man. Where's the similitude of, where's Haile Selassie? Where is Judo Krishna? Where's the line of Krishna? Where's the line of Suzuki? They're nowhere to be found. Okay. And you're like, shit, I'm the only one. And I'm anonymous. And they could run me over in the parking lot of a Best Buy. It'll be if I never exist because of all the dick measuring contests. So you're sitting there going, it's a very lonely place. I have Judo Krishnamurti and Suzuki and Selassie in prayer and meditation. But I don't have somebody physically to sit there and go, thanks for the help, man. We're living the Lord's Prayer. This is awesome. I don't have to watch late night talk shows anymore. That's wonderful. Advertising's gone. No more girls with a sexually superficial, desirable voice. And then you'll have the greatest event horizon in the history of your events horizon. And your orgasm will be so amazing that you'll want Blue Chew to fuck me 15 more times the next day. And you're like, I think I want to go drown myself in the toilet. Is it a saltwater toilet? Smack, water, Jack. But you're just like, oh, fuck. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But I understand why I'm so depressed. And Suzuki he wasn't on me. He was very calm. He's very kind. I get it. He goes, I understand why you're making yourself more uncomfortable than comfortable. And I get it. And you're just, especially with the stuff that they did with your attachment to Amy and her kids and how emotionally abused Amy and her kids are. And most of them are probably, yeah, I'm more concerned about Kelly's and Amy's daughter, okay, and her well-being and her welfare than I am about my own. And I'm more influential and important in saving people from mass genocide than Natalie is, right? Okay. And people are like, that's just crazy. No, it's not. I love Ray Ray. She's so cute. I want her to live the Lord's Prayer so she can enjoy the horsies with the love in Hawaii with her beau. Why? Because, people deserve that. Because she's not going to fix it. Kelly Jack Green ain't going to fix it. Amy ain't going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. But it's, I'm the focal point of fixing it. They pray to God, and it's like, it's not God, it's me. Caesar was a smuck, and so are you. But it's like, just live the Lord's Prayer. For crying out loud. I'm laughing because it's the only thing that keeps me from crying and rolling up on the ground and crying, like Tupac said. I wasn't sure if I was going to put ghetto gospels and stuff on there. He is dead. Him and Keith are dead, yeah. Okay. All the people that can't help me, I'll listen to their music. And all the people that can help me, I don't want to listen to their music. It just depresses me. How much more money are you going to make next year? You got a new album out? Wow. Selling it online? Asshole. I think that's why I don't put YouTube back on my MP3. And that's why I don't put, a lot of the people that are living on my music player. Because I'm like, fucking asshole won't stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Right? So I delete it half the time. I'll have it on there and then I'll think and then I'll just delete it. And so I'm like, holding on, loving in the past. Let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love? And it's easy to swoon on Ella Fitzgerald. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got to go put Imagination on there. And a bunch of the tons of songs on that thing are so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah. They're in the time era and the music is in the time era. But her voice is just, like old Stevie Wonder said, if a voice like Ella's ringing out, there's no way the band could lose. It's true. You listen to Ella and you're just like, oh my gosh, she's wonderful. And I feel the same way about, Sarah and Nancy too, And I'm just like, wow, they're very distinct, different voices, but absolutely just wonderful. It's gorgeous, right? It's beautiful. But live the Lord's Prayer and then share it all and then just say, okay, these poor women spent their whole lives trapped in a miserable hell, navigating through just, The health problems that Ella had, always having to play clubs for mobsters with cigars and they die, a lot sooner and very stressed from all the economic, like what happened with Clyde and McFadder and Tommy Edwards, They lived these, horrible lives surrounded by these horrible people doing horrible things, entertaining the worst murdering piles of shit in the whole world. When you look back on their lives and just go, God damn. Like Paul Anka said, the people that we had to, work for and stuff like that, they were mobsters. They killed people for money. You're sitting there with mass murderers in the crowd going, hey, that's, like on New Jack Swing and shit like that with Guy playing at, Leslie Snipes' daughter's wedding and shit. And you're like, fuck, he's a mass murderer. You do know that? Yeah. But I got to pay the bills. No, you don't. Stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love? Right? And so, will you ever let me be? I got to re-record that, yeah. The way that Crosby sings, boo, 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 these silly things, they remind me of you. Yeah, she's so good. Silk stockings thrown aside with, yeah, I love Ella. She's one of my, oh gosh. I'm 104, maybe more. I'll be sitting there still swooning to Imagination by Ella Fitzgerald. Yes, sir. She went pecking all around. When she saw it on the ground, she took it, my brown and yellow basket, and if I do not find it, I think that I will die. Oh dear, I wonder where my basket can be. So do we. Oh gosh, I hope that little girl I can see. A tasket. I lost my yellow basket. And if I do not find that basket, help me find that girl and find my basket again. Make me happy again. It's a good ass tune. It's cute. Yeah. I think it has something to do with drugs and all that. And they have all those white people singing it. It's funny and they don't know what they're singing. It's kind of a joke. And it's like, I could see that happening. I could see that. Like Brer Rare and Brer Fox and Brer Rabbit and shit. Yep. But there's no need for it no more. Just stand up for the perfection of the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll go back to the faith of Psalms and the wisdom of Proverbs and tear it down, start all over again. Hey, it's Ted Mills in the Blue Magic. There you go, Blue Magic. Tear it down, start over again. We can make a brand new. Girl, I spent my life loving you. Please don't go, don't say that we're through. I'd pull the stars out of the sky for you. No, don't do none of that. That's Linda Creed. And, I'd write your name across the sky, anything you'll ask or try. No, egomaniac, I'm faithful. I love you. Do you love me? Let's love. Let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love? Right? So what do you feel like? I feel like I'm stuck all by myself in a life raft in the middle of the ocean, dying with the sharks going around. Go, just hop in and feed us. Yeah, you guys are right. Fuck it. Anybody got a laser beam attached to their head? I don't know. We're out in the South Pacific. It's a warm meal. Damn. Valley High, yeah. Older than springtime. Am I? Wait, springtime? No, older than dirt. That was what Amy said. Older than dirt are you? Younger than springtime am I? Older than dirt are you? You're funny, Amy. That was funny. No, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, you're funny, man. Did you marry a guy 14 years older than you just so you could make jokes about his age? Oh, she did all the time. No, Dad went to school with he had PE with George Washington and science with Abraham Lincoln. I'm like a fucking ICP. I've been my Esmeralda Zella's son. Yeah. I've been alive forever, and I wrote the very first song. I put the words and the melodies together on music, and I write the song. Right? I write the songs that make all the stupid fuck money. I write the songs 'cause I'm insane, you see, till I finally died, which started the whole world living. Oh, if I'd only sing. I left the Bee Gees on there because Gabe's favorites is the Bee Gees. They come over for a barbecue. I'll have plenty of Bee Gees for Gabe and his kids. Okay, guys. You know me, the eternal hopeful prodigal father. Father of the prodigals. All right, man. I love you. All right. Peace out, man.